On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, the Ledger hardware wallet company has provided an update on Bitcoin Gold. IndaHash have launched their referral program that allows you to get some coins for free. And I'll give you an update on Segwit2x and the Bitcoin Cash hard forks. So all of that, a market roundup on today's episode of the Cryptoverse, so stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. So story number one today comes from Ledger hardware wallets. They provided an update on Bitcoin Gold. This was an article they posted on their blog and they are updating it periodically. The original date they posted it was the 25th of October and they've now revised it. So their update sounds a little bit sarcastic to me. They say things like Bitcoin Gold fork supposedly happened at block 491407. And they say the situation is, quote, somewhat confusing. Now they used the word supposed about 3 times at least in this update. But the bottom line is that Ledger says they haven't yet released support for Bitcoin Gold. So just sit tight while the Bitcoin Gold network sorts itself out and officially launches. But they do categorically advise you to wait for their official wallet update to claim your Bitcoin Cash. And they say you must decline any and all other offers to access your Bitcoin Gold. So that's just heed that warning. I'm personally with Ledger on this one. Don't be greedy. Be patient. The number one rule in investing is don't lose money. So don't take any unnecessary risks. Just wait for Ledger to release the software update and then you'll be able to access it in a safe way. Now, of course, this only applies to people who have followed my advice and bought a Ledger Nano S and then kept their Bitcoin in there. And your Bitcoin had to be in your Ledger Nano S at the point when the Bitcoin Gold fork occurred at block number 491407, right? So that's a quick update on that front. Story number 2. You know, yesterday I invited you all to join me for this here live stream from the IndaHash headquarters that I'm doing next Wednesday. If you missed that announcement, a link to this event will be in the YouTube description for today. And then today I wondered whether you would be interested in getting your hands on some IndaHash coins for free. Now you can do that by going over to the newly launched IndaHash referral program. So this is now possible because of this. IndaHash have launched this referral program which pays you commission in IndaHash coins for people you refer to the ICO. Pretty sweet idea if you ask me. So basically if you sign up for this, give someone your referral link on a social network. If that person clicks on your referral link and then say pledges 1 Ether into the IndaHash ICO, you'll earn 5%. which earns you 224 IndaHash coins. And that's it. Simple referral scheme, right? No multi-levels or anything like that, just straight up commission for the person that does the work. So you can get started now. You don't have to wait for the ICO to go live. Anyone who clicks your referral link now will get tagged to you so that when they pledge Ether in the future, when it goes live next Wednesday, you will get credit for it. So you don't have to wait for the ICO to open. You can go ahead and register for the IndaHash referral program now and get started. That doesn't do anything for me at all because it's not multi-level. You'll just have a direct relationship with IndaHash. I just thought the opportunity to get some free IndaHash coins would be a good idea and something you'd want to know about. Next, let's talk about the Bitcoin hard forks. That's plural. So let's first talk about Segwit2x. According to the countdown here, 12 days and 23 hours to go. And it's still sometime on Thursday, November the 16th, when the fork will happen. So it says the fork block number is 494784, and we are 1,881 blocks away from that. Now, the last time I checked, Segwit2x futures were trading at $1,355, so $1,355. That was last time that I looked anyway. We'll get an update on the figure from the charts in the market roundup segment, so stay tuned for that. Now, in terms of mining support, according to CoinDance, which we will flip over to now, you'll see that 85% of miners are still signaling support for Segwit2x. For me, this is the biggest fork in Bitcoin's history. With the increase in the Bitcoin price, transaction fees right now are averaging about $7. So there's no wonder Segwit2x futures are trading higher. And also looking at the mining support, the likelihood that Segwit2x will be a credible coin is looking likely. So following on from there, the other fork that we've got coming up is Bitcoin Cash. Now, while Segwit2x is looking good for miner support, Bitcoin Cash is having another bout of this hyperinflation. Again, most likely due to the increase in the Bitcoin Cash price most recently. We'll look at that in a mo. But an increase in the Bitcoin Cash price would cause miners to switch from mining Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. The downside to that is that a lot of mining power suddenly switching to Bitcoin Cash causes Bitcoin Cash to be created at a rate that is 2 or 3 times the desired rate. So if you look at CoinDance's Bitcoin Cash site, you can see the distance between the blocks is only 1 or 2 minutes. So when a ton of mining power comes over, it starts hyperinflating because 12.5 Bitcoin Cash is created every block. If the blocks start getting mined every minute instead of every 10 minutes, it's creating Bitcoin Cash 10 times the rate that it's supposed to. So this is something that's going to get fixed in the upcoming hard fork on Bitcoin Cash, which should happen around the 13th of November. So look how close they are together. Roughly the 13th of November for the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, and then roughly the 16th of November for the Bitcoin hard fork to Segwit2x. So lots happening in the world of Bitcoin and its brothers, sisters, and cousins, let's call them. So in conclusion then, before we move to the market roundup for today, taking all the drama and politics out of it, I would like Segwit2x to succeed on the basis that it aligns with the principle of win-win. And again, purely on that basis, taking all the drama and politics out of it. If you remember, the origin of Segwit2x and the proposal was to give both the big blockers and the small blockers what they wanted. The small blockers got Segwit, and the big blockers get a 2 megabyte block size. Now, I understand that there comes a point where increasing the block size no longer becomes viable as a scaling solution, but I don't see why we can't use that as a simple short-term solution until it becomes counterproductive, at which point I'll agree we have to stop increasing the block size. I mean, on any connection faster than 10 megabits, a 2 megabyte block can be downloaded in less than a second. And Bitcoin miners are running connections that are 100 times faster than that. So yes, even the fastest connections in the world will eventually struggle if the blocks keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But since we are nowhere near that limit yet, I just don't understand why there is so much resistance to the idea of increasing the block size and therefore going over to Segwit2x. So let's move on to the market roundup to close out today's show. I'm going to use OCFX once again. Lots of green in the top 20 today. The only loser is First Coin, which OCFX has branded as a scam, interestingly enough, along with BitConnect. They're the only two on the screen here that have the OCFX little scam symbol. And I've just noticed something else. BitConnect has a deep red symbol for the scam, but First Coin has sort of an amber scam icon, which is interesting. It's a circle with a cross, with a slash in it, which is like do not enter or whatever. But I've only just noticed that there are different colors, so maybe this is like semi-scam and big scam. I don't know. But anyway, let's just look at the big winners and losers. Biggest winner of the day, yet again, is EOS, up 26.7%, $1.23. We'll have a look at the chart in just a sec. Bitcoin Cash is also going mental, 21.37% up on the day, $675. We'll double check that. Big losers, we're looking at things like Vertcoin down 23.93%. And what's this one? Cardano down 7.69%. So Vertcoin now around $3.17 and Cardano around 2 cents. In terms of sectors, big winning sector today is Internet of Things oriented coins. That whole sector is up about 10%. and identity type coins are down to 0.33%. Now let's go on to the chart reading. I'm going to look at Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, EOS, Segwit2x futures, and Dash, because there are significant things happening on all of those charts. Let us begin with Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash trading against the US dollar here. This is looking at the entire data from the Bitfinex exchange. As you can see here, Bitcoin Cash broke the $580 level. That for me would mean the next stop is 672. So you can see that from the charts here. If you look at this on YouTube, 672 was my 61% Fibonacci retracement line, and today's high has hit it and bounced right off. Today's high, in fact, was 679. So I'm about $7 out on that. This is the thing about trading. It's not an exact science. You're looking for regions and probabilities rather than exact decimal numbers. So my next stop was 672. If it breaks that, then we're looking at the next resistance line being $804. So those are some reads on that for you. Moving on from there, let's look at Bitcoin because it's trading near its all-time high. In fact, I redrew my Fibonacci retracement lines, and since then, it's gone above that. So I might have to redraw these again once today's candle closes out. My previous all-time high here on the Bitfinex price was $7,346. But today, the high is $7,447. So that's nearly $100, $101 beyond yesterday's all-time high. Unbelievable. Yesterday, I was looking at like this shooting star pattern, which didn't end up forming. A shooting star would be at the end of a big bull run, you get a very high price, a wide trading range, but the body of the candle is right down the bottom, right? So it sort of shoots up and then you expect a retracement. However, the day ended up about halfway up the trading range. So it was sort of semi-bearish in the sense that half of that trading range was rejected by the market, and it ended the day around $7,000, about $7,018 to be precise. But then it opened today and it continued to rally. Not only did it rally, it's set a new all-time high, and right now, trading at $7,379, that's above yesterday's all-time high. So even right now as I speak, it's setting another all-time high. So to me, this is way overextended from the moving averages. So I am waiting with a bit of fiat currency, ready for a pullback to look for the next buying opportunity. I had a couple of people say yesterday they bought into Bitcoin. I think that's unwise because when it's on a mad tear like that, there are no good entry points. That's just chasing the dragon, and I don't do that. Anyway, moving on to EOS. EOS still seems pretty excited right now. Let's look at EOS against the US dollar. For me, this is trading between $1 and $1.30. If it breaks that $1.30, which is doing right as we speak here, $1.33, then the next stop would be about $1.65. So that's my read on the EOS price chart. Finally, let me talk to you about, we've got two more to go. Let's do Segwit2x Bitcoin futures. So on HitBTC, we see Bitcoin 2x against the US dollar today has gone up massively. Right as I speak to you now, it's $1,866, and it's gone up today from $1,215. So a lot of enthusiasm for Segwit2x on the charts right there. Final coin, let's do a read from the Bitfinex price on Dash, because Dash is continuing its 2-month downtrend. You know, time for them to sponsor the Cryptoverse again, I'd say, to get things back on track, because last time they did that, Dash went from about $10 to $200. So I'm not saying that I was entirely responsible for that, but I would like them to believe that, so they'll sponsor the show again. Anyway, a very consistent downtrending channel for Dash. The point it has paused at, it's still inside the channel, but it's at the top of the channel, and it's pausing around the $266 mark. Twice, yesterday and today, it's attempted to go down below that, and both times it's been rejected. So that $266 mark at the moment is looking like pretty good support. It's also been rejected 3 times before. Once on the 28th of October, sorry, is that October? Yes, it is. And then 23rd of October, and then the day before that, 22nd of October. So it's actually been rejected 3 times, then yesterday and today. So that's 5 rejections of that price. And the only other previous time it got rejected it got tested rather, was on the 14th of September, it broke down below it and immediately came back up in a strong fashion. So all of those things considered, 266 to me looks like pretty good support for Dash, and it would be reasonably bad if it broke it and went down below it. If it did break that point, the next floor of support is around $232. So those are it's like the weather forecast, isn't it, right? That's why I do it. Take all that with a pinch of salt. It's not investment advice. I'm just doing that purely for educational purposes. So thank you very much for joining me today, guys. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you would like access to my very best material, such as my structured online courses that will teach you things like how to make and save money with Bitcoin, then you can check out cryptoversity.com. Alrighty guys, that is all for today. I'll be back on Monday with another episode of the Cryptoverse. I'm going to publish the interview with Mycenas tomorrow, so that's pre-recorded. So I'll see you on Monday, but I'll be back tomorrow with a pre-record. Until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.